Yo guys, Afm here and welcome to episode 2 of my podcast, and today I am joined by my good friend George.
Hey up everyone.
We did try and record episode 1 with George, but for some reason the Audacity crashed and we lost all the footage. So we're back again with George for episode number 2 this time. You know, he got replaced for the first episode. Sorry George about that.
Good episode as well we had.
Yeah, it was, but today we're not going to be talking about YouTube because George just doesn't do YouTube, so there's no point talking about something he doesn't know anything about. So yeah, but this episode we're going to be talking about football, and obviously being my channel, football related kind of channel, we thought we'd go with that for episode 2, and George apparently knows a lot about that. Apparently.
I'd say so.
I don't know. Well, we'll find out this episode, I guess. So if you want to start off, by the way, George, introducing yourself, let my subscribers know who you actually are, not just some tramp I've just picked up off the street.
Yeah, I'm a tramp, yeah. So, basically, we met through Matt HD Gamer. We both play with Matt HD Gamer. Just drop that in, everyone. Kids, listen up. We play with Matt HD Gamer. We're cool, we are. The video is in the links in the description down below to the video that we played with him in Pro Clubs. Well, I wasn't in it because I was ill that day, so I didn't play.
Yeah, you were ill.
But yeah, we played with Matt, met through that, and then we just carried on playing. Basically,
how we actually met was Matt invited us to this what's it called? I can't remember what the chat. No, the chat. What was the chat called? Discord chat. And then he invited us all to join this Pro Clubs. Obviously, the first one was public, so anyone could join. And then the second club he made was private. Obviously, we managed to get into the private club. But the first message George had ever sent me was, and I quote, "Stop being..." It was... I can't even remember it now.
Find it. Stop being so desperate.
Yeah, that was it. Stop being so desperate. And it turned out that, now it turns out that George is in my videos, and it pays off to be desperate, I guess. And we actually did manage to make a video with him, managed to speak to him as well, which was pretty cool. And he's a nice guy. Really do recommend him, guys. So yeah, let's get into this podcast. We'll stop babbling on about Matt and let's talk about ourselves and football. Something that I highly know about. Yeah, anyway, let's get into this. So first topic of the day is the 2015-16 BPL season. And we're going to talk about how we think clubs did, and how what clubs underperformed, what clubs overperformed, and what clubs just did standard and deserved to be where they were. So we're going to talk about first, obviously, the underperformers. So if you could name 3 teams in the league that you believe that underperformed this season, who would you put in the top 3? And obviously
Chelsea.
Going first, second and third. Go like the most, second most, and then third most.
Chelsea the first. I'd say 10th.
Right.
Borderline bottom table.
Right, yep.
No way. They are 14 goals from being bottom half of the table. Swansea with a -10. I'm reading something different here. Oh Jesus, I fucked up that. I'm reading Everton here. 3 points from bottom table, we were. 3 points from bottom table, 1 win. Should we try that again?
Yeah, alright. Right, so the first topic we're going to go on with... Oh, I thought that one. So the first topic we're going to start off with is the 2015-16 season. So the first question I'm going to ask you, George, is which 3 teams in order, number 1 being the worst team, the worst performer in the league, and the third obviously being the least, being the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which 3 would you rank the top 3 most underachieved teams in the league this season, and why?
I'd have to go with Chelsea.
Reasons.
Last season they won it, and they come 10th this season. What went wrong?
Second.
I'd have Everton bottom half of the table. You'd think they should be top half, challenging top 6, but
Obviously they've had a lot.
Martinez.
Yeah, I was about to say,
got sacked in the end.
Got sacked. He's gone.
You mess up, you lose your job, don't you?
Last,
I would have to say Manchester United.
Reasons.
I'm a United supporter, and I just don't feel like the season went well at all.
Obviously missing out on top 4.
Top 4.
By
I think personally we could have got that if
the last game obviously was
the last game. If we could have put more pressure.
You had to win
more pressure on City on that day, but the fake bomb, innit?
Yeah, the fake bomb obviously ended up changing the date of the United game. So yeah, like you said, that possibly could have changed things. And how do you?
The reason the bomb, it wasn't the security firm. It was Louis Van Gaal trying to extend his season because he knew it was a long game. Not good enough. He's awful.
And how do you feel about the bomb actually being from a private security firm? How does that make you feel that people were saying that it was a terrorist attempt?
I was looking forward to the game. I thought we could have won that. Would have put a lot of pressure on City. Could have got top 4. But you got to praise the security at United for getting everyone out safely. Right procedure, the police, everything. Did a good job.
Yeah, they did. How would you feel though, right? If you were, you're using a football game, you walk into the toilets and you see what someone found, as in the bomb.
Well, let's just say, I probably won't be needing the toilet. I'd walk in and I'd have to walk out again because I've already been if I saw it. Easiest way to say it.
But obviously, like you said, very good from the club and the security and everything to get the people out. There was a lot of riot about the game being called off, and there was some guy that flew over from, I think, America or something. Africa, that was the one. He ended up getting tickets to the FA Cup final for it. So this thing that's happened has ended up changing, affecting a lot of people. But I don't know. Once they found the bomb and they found what it was and they destroyed it, could the game still have gone on? Possibly.
Possibly not. They didn't notice the security firm.
Yeah, but they knew what it was pretty fast, and they got rid of it pretty fast.
There could have been secondaries though.
Yeah, but
so you've got to take into mind.
True, but
best idea was to cancel the game.
Yeah, but you just got to feel for those fans, haven't you? I guess. Just got to feel for those fans that travel a distance from the likes of Bournemouth and America, Africa and stuff like that, and just because of stupid people that leave stuff out where they're not supposed to be, if you like. But moving on to the next topic. Well, obviously, I'm going to say the 3 teams that I think underperformed, which I think number 1 obviously is going to be Chelsea. Like you said, finished top last season. Started the season off, they were in the bottom 3 for quite some time. In bottom 5, managed to make out of the bottom 5. Took like a couple of months into the season for that to happen, and they've obviously now just finished 10th. 2 places below Liverpool though, so I'm not too pleased at that. But Liverpool went at the best of seasons, but they ain't had the worst. But anyway, moving on to the second team, I'm gonna have to go with Newcastle. Obviously relegated now. If they'd have put more performances in, towards
the end of the season,
like when they played against the last game of the season against Tottenham. They absolutely smashed Tottenham. Yeah, but they still got rid. You had to feel sorry for them. You had to, after that game, absolutely smashing Tottenham, but still going down. They beat the likes of Liverpool as well, and some other clubs, some more mid-table clubs and stuff like that. You just got to feel sorry for them. They played some good games, but obviously they just didn't do well enough. And obviously Rafa Benitez coming in to the side, trying to save them, wasn't good enough. But I think they underperformed and key matches where they had to perform, and then they obviously performed at the games that didn't really matter anything anymore. But yeah, and obviously the third one, Aston Villa. Who would have thought Aston Villa would go down with so little points?
17 in total.
They just the reaction from the Aston Villa players was just astonishing. The likes of Jonathan Lescott. Jolene, sorry, yeah, okay. The likes of Jolene Lescott saying it was a weight off our shoulders now that we know we've been relegated. Who says that?
What? I don't get why you'd say that.
It's a weight off our shoulders. Okay, yeah, you've just been relegated, okay. And then he said we can play our final few games with freedom. Why did you not play all your games with freedom? Why did you not? And then he also said we can actually now show we've got something to prove. Why not do that?
You've got something to prove, do it early in season.
He's got something to prove. There's nothing.
Prove you're going to be good enough to stay up.
Yeah, there's nothing to prove now. You're relegated. There's nothing to prove. You are relegated. You're not good enough for Premier League. It's gone. You're not good enough. Bye. And they're my three. So now, which do you think who do you think the underdog of the season was?
I know you're going to say Leicester.
Right. Who are you going to
say? West Ham.
Really? What?
Everybody will say Leicester, but I'd say West Ham, personally.
What position did they finish? Fifth? Seventh?
4 points from top 4.
Well, the top, I think 8 were pretty close, weren't they?
Yeah, 6 points between them.
10
points between 11 points between top 7, top 9, 8 to 2nd.
Which is absolutely insane if you think about it. One win or one loss could have changed the whole table completely.
Yeah.
But
I'd say West Ham because they have been class. Absolute class all season.
The likes of Dimitri Payet coming into the team.
Payet, yeah.
Yeah, and
Mark Noble, always amazing. Antonio.
I was about to say Antonio.
Played right back, more goals in the system. Lallana, Walcott, Wilshere, Henderson.
But obviously, you say some of those players, the likes of Henderson, have been injured most of the season. But I would have said the likes of Leicester being the underdog. Nobody knew that was going to happen, obviously, because last season they were 20th for quite some time, managed to pull it out, and then the next season they're the champions. They're in, which is insane. They're now in the Champions League next season. Who would have guessed that would happen? Who? Except from the guys that made loads of money on the bets, but but it was just an insane season, and very good season for the likes of Jamie Vardy, Mahrez, Kayate, Drinkwater, many other players from Leicester, Fuchs, a lot of decent players in that team, which deserve the credit they're getting. So now moving on to the next topic is the cups. Obviously the cups that have just been, the cups that are coming up, and obviously the main talking point about this week is is the Liverpool Europa League final, which we were playing so well that first half, and we just slippy G'd it away.
Slippy G.
Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, by the way, guys. Don't kill me in the comments. Don't worry. That goal from Sturridge, world class goal. And then what happened? I just don't know what happened from there. We just
you couldn't do anything. They are a class team.
17 seconds into the second half, we threw that away. What we had, and from there we just crumbled, which was a very big disappointment. I was watching the game live on YouTube, and going from 1-0 up to 3-1 down, seeing you in the Europa League final, and then going to see your team get the loser medals, it's absolute heartache. Like, I just wanted to cry. I just wanted to turn my laptop off, turn my Xbox off, and just go to bed and cry. It was kind of how I felt that night. And but the positive of that night, I managed to win the Ultimate Team Bundesliga Cup, and won myself a Sane bacon.
Bacon Sane.
And yeah, obviously very big disappointment. Obviously played very well first half, and then just killed it second half. And and then it kind of just makes Dortmund game and all the other games that we played just kind of seem like nothing now. Might as well just knocked out of the. Might as well just been knocked.
About United. United probably do better.
We knocked United out. You're forgetting about that.
Yeah.
And obviously, there was a lot of calls in that game that maybe didn't go Liverpool's way.
Yeah, the handballs.
There was at least 3 handballs. Dejan Lovren actually scored a goal, and it was called offside.
King Dejan.
Because of Daniel Sturridge. Daniel Sturridge didn't actually touch the ball, but because he went for it, they called for it offside. Was that the right decision? He didn't actually touch the ball, but because he went for it, they called it offside. What are your thoughts on that? Should it have been 2-1 to Liverpool, or 2-0 then to Liverpool?
Like, not trying to be having a biased opinion, but it was the right decision. He shouldn't have gone for it, but
obviously, if you're in a Europa League final and you see the ball come to you, and you're gonna go for it, though, aren't you? Really?
Yeah.
But obviously, missing, and it's still going in, and then it being called offside. It's just, and then obviously, losing. If we'd have got that goal, it could have changed the whole game. We could have won quite easily, being 2-0 up. Maybe not. Hopefully not chucked a 2-0 lead away like Germany versus England.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all I'm going to talk about on that game, because I just want to go and cry again. But yeah, we'll stop talking about that. Next, we're going to go with some predictions. We got the likes of the Champions League coming up, Champions League final. We've got the FA Cup, Man U, Crystal Palace. So yeah, we'll start off with the we'll start off with the Man U game, the FA Cup game, which is obviously, if you're watching this on the Friday when we're recording this, it will be out. The game will be tomorrow on the Saturday. So thoughts on the team that Van Gaal should be playing?
Van Gaal should.
What players do you think will be?
Rashford and Martial.
Well,
Got to.
Rooney?
Centre mid. He's
Rooney.
not a striker.
Rooney centre mid or Cam?
Centre mid. He's a workhorse. Never stops.
Juan Mata?
Playmaker. Gotta be.
Yeah, but would you play him?
Herrera. United have got too many good centre mids to be playing. You definitely play Herrera and Juan Mata over Rooney, but you've got to play Rooney as well because Rooney's captain. he gets the team going.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily need to play somebody.
He's a good player, but
you don't really need to play someone because they're captain.
But I feel like they've got to play Rooney. He's good enough.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying, but they're not. It's not like 100% that he has to play because he's captain. They will just change who's captain for that team, because I believe the Liverpool game, I think it was Lucas that was captain, and he's never captain.
Oh,
I think it was actually the final game of the league. He was captain.
Yeah.
But not the Europa League. I think it was James Milner for the Europa League. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Just because they're captain doesn't mean they will definitely get a place in the team. But I get what you're saying. He is, I say world-class player, but he's not that good. But
Van Gaal, he's stupid. You've got your midfielders, the likes of Rooney, Mata, Herrera. You've also got Lingard, Pereira, and you play Fellaini.
Fellaini won you the game against West Ham.
Oh, he's awful. I don't like him.
You went a bit scouse then. Don't like him. He's awful.
I am. Call him scouse.
You went a bit scouse. Anyway,
I don't like him.
There we go.
I sound like Andy Tate as well. Don't care.
Don't care.
I don't like him. He's awful. He's not good. He's a waste. Waste of flipping space. Daily Blin. You play him at centre back. You've got Rojo.
Yeah.
You need to play him.
Blinder's quite good actually, to be fair.
He's small.
Thing. But let's move on to the next one. Actually, no, before we move on to the next one, score prediction.
2-1 United.
Okay.
Or 3-0. Or an absolute smashing by United. United are going to win.
You think? You're positive?
We come 5th.
Yeah, we
Positive
can.
goal difference. Crystal Palace, they come 15th. Lost more games.
Yeah, but it's not all about that, is that? It's about the game and the date.
I don't think they're good enough.
You got to see the likes of Newcastle. They're 20. They're 17th. Tottenham are 3rd. Well, we're 2nd. Newcastle still managed to beat them. It's not about where you are in the league. It's about that game.
I just don't think they've been good enough. I don't think they are good enough.
I think it's going to be either 1-1, 2-2, and it will go to extra time or penalties. Extra time and or penalties. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we'll either go to extra time and it will finish 3-2 or whatever, or it'll go to extra time and penalties.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling. But yeah, let's move on to the Champions League. Obviously, Madrid derby. Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Real Madrid v Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Who do you think will get played? Who will be the star men of the game? Obviously,
Ronaldo.
Do you think
Benzema?
Did Ronaldo?
Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, and maybe
that guy Cristiano.
Nah, I think Griezmann will stand out in that game.
Fernando Torres. Has he been playing well recently?
I don't think he will.
Missing out on team of the season. Unfortunately. But he is playing alright. He's apparently been linked to a move back to a BPL club, I think.
We'll have him. United will have him.
Or maybe, I think it might have been Newcastle actually, because Rafa Benitez wants him. Obviously being an ex-Liverpool player and stuff. But yeah, that'll be a good signing if he can come to the Premier League, not Newcastle. Don't think he'll be wanting to go to the Championship, really, to be fair. So yeah, that's what. Right, so yeah, score prediction for that game. Who do you think will win?
2-1 Madrid.
Which Madrid?
One of them. Real.
2-1 to Madrid. One of them will win, so you know.
2-1 Real Madrid.
2-1 Real Madrid. I'm gonna say I was about to say with Madrid's form, but then I'm noticing again with Real Madrid, with Atletico's form, I can see them challenging for it. I can see it again going maybe to extra time. I know this is just like a coward's way out for just extra time penalties. But I think Atletico can do it. I think they have the players. They have the likes of Lacazette. They have the likes of Griezmann. It's a French striker, isn't it? Still, you know.
Yeah.
Griezmann, Torres, Koke. A lot of decent attacking players that can get goals, and a lot of decent defenders. So yeah, a lot of talent that Atletico could potentially win it with. So I think Atletico Madrid can win it.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to the last topic of the day, which is England. Obviously, the Euros is within.
Lurking around the corner. Something like 21 days, isn't it, Tracy?
Yeah, something like that. And obviously, England have a potential squad of 26 players. Would obviously have to go down to 23. And there are obviously 3 players in that shortlist will have to go kicked out. Who do you think will be? Who do you think deserves to be taken off that list?
Who do I think deserves to be taken?
Yeah, deserves to be dropped.
Deserves to be dropped.
Because of the maybe the season of
There's none of the strikers or defensive keepers. It's got to be Sterling.
Agreed.
Wilshere.
Agreed.
And Townsend. Definitely. They've done nothing all season.
Townsend's
What
been
is the point
okay.
having them? I agree with Dele Alli, Barkley, Delph needs to go as well. Eric Dyer, Danny Ward, Dedrick Ward, Henderson, Lallana and Milner. They are amazing. But Wilshere, Townsend, Sterling and Delph, awful.
There's 3 though, isn't there?
We need to take 4 centre backs.
The 3 I think should be dropped.
We need 4 centre backs. We've got to take 4.
The 3 that I think.
Cahill and Smalling and Stones. 3. We need 1 more.
I think
Danny Rose can drop in at centre back, but we need an extra centre back. Take Jones. Take Jagielka. Just put him on the bench. That's all we need. Let him have a holiday in France. We've got to. Rashford, don't think he's good enough to go yet. He's going to get cocky. I think what Van Gaal's doing with him, put him in a separate changing room, so it keeps his head and makes him know he's not there yet.
With the big uns. I think
he should be playing under 21s. He should not be going. Yes, I like him. United's fan. See that young Mancunian, yeah, he's good. Scored a few goals, like 8 and 12 or something like that. Scored like a 90 or 80% goal to shot ratio in the Premier League in his games. He's good, but not Euros. He's not a Muller. He's not a Lewandowski. He's not a Griezmann. He's not Vardy or Sturridge or Rooney or Kane.
I think the 3 that I think should be taken out are again Delph, Sterling and Wilshere should be taken out. I haven't seen any of them this season compared to anyone else in that shortlist.
Yeah.
I think Wilshere's been injured most of the season. Sterling.
Henderson has as well.
But then again, Henderson is a lot better than Wilshere, to be fair. Sterling, £49 million flop.
Yeah.
And Delph, just a snake, I guess.
I don't like him. He's not good enough. He's done nothing.
He's obviously gone from Aston Villa, who obviously were relegated, to Man City. But I don't think he actually had any games with Man City this season. I don't know.
He had 1 or 2.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen him much this season.
There's a few players I think should be taken over these players, especially Mark Noble. 0 caps for England. He's good enough.
He is.
Defoe, yes, he's 34, he's old. He's had his experience with England. He's experienced, yeah. He's good enough. I think he's one of the main reasons Sunderland stayed up.
True. Obviously getting a lot of goals in the final few games for Sunderland, keeping them up. If I would have chose an England player to go, if he was maybe fit, Joe Gomez could be a shout. Very good season. Start the season for Liverpool. But obviously got injured. Very decent centre back, and hopefully when he gets back, he'll replace the likes of Sacco and Skirtle. I think Skirtle's on the way out anyway, but very good centre back. Well, yeah, but Sacco's back after the start of the next season, isn't he?
Yeah.
So obviously we've got Matip as well coming in the free transfer.
Hopefully.
He's free transfer, so he's already been signed.
Has he?
Yeah, we've already got him.
I didn't know about that.
So we got Matip. Another one I would have liked to see is Danny Ings.
I'd like to see Antonio.
Oh, Danny Ings is just one of my favourite players in the league. To sign for Liverpool was just an absolute amazing thing to see.
Yeah.
From Burnley, but yeah. That's my opinion on who should got England and who shouldn't have. And I think we'll wrap it up there, guys. This podcast has been a bit of just a chill, really. It's about half an hour long, so we'll leave it there. It was kind of left. I was trying to find someone to do it with, and it was kind of like last minute. Let's do it quickly now. But yeah, sorry it's a bit shorter than last episode, but hopefully next episode it will be a bit longer, and if George is on it, we'll talk about something like transfers and stuff, and what we think certain clubs should be bringing to the club and who should sell. But that's going to be it from this podcast, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you guys from me, AFM, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Peace out.
See you in a bit. Thanks for having me.
It's alright, man. See you in a bit. Peace. Bye.